At our Christmas party, I wasn't expecting anything dramatic. I'm Callum Hayes, 43, married 12 years, living what I thought was a steady, respectable life. Christmas at our place was always predictable. Same catered food, same music, same coworkers and neighbors pretending they weren't bored. I didn't need excitement. I needed stability. That's what I thought marriage was about. My wife, Eleanor, had always been the social one. Graceful, charming, effortlessly warm. She floated through rooms while I anchored things quietly. I paid the mortgage, fixed what broke, kept life moving. She said she loved that about me, said I made her feel safe. That night, Eleanor looked different. Not flashy, just lighter somehow. Laughing more than usual, touching arms when she spoke, eyes sparkling in a way I hadn't seen in years. I noticed, but I didn't panic. It felt good, actually, like maybe the holiday spirit had reached her before it reached me. I was pouring drinks in the kitchen when I realized she wasn't nearby anymore. I scanned the room, expecting to spot her near the fireplace or chatting with my sister. Instead, I saw a man standing near the hallway, leaning close to her. Tall, silver at the temples, familiar posture. His name was Rowan Mercer, an old friend from before me. I'd heard the name before, always casually, always harmlessly. University days, shared memories, nothing threatening. Eleanor had mentioned him maybe twice in 12 years. I didn't feel jealousy, not yet. I felt curiosity. They were talking too closely for a crowded room, heads tilted inward, smiles private. I watched as Eleanor glanced around, then lightly touched Rowan's arm and nodded toward the hallway. They slipped away together, not hurried, not secretive, just certain no one was paying attention. Something in my chest tightened. Not anger, awareness. I waited a moment, telling myself not to be ridiculous, but my feet moved anyway. I followed at a distance, past coats and spare chairs, down the dim hallway leading to the guest rooms. Their voices were low, indistinct. I stopped just short of the doorway where the light was on. I didn't step inside. I didn't need to. Rowan's hand was on Eleanor's waist. Not friendly, familiar, intimate. She wasn't pulling away. She was leaning in, whispering something that made him smile. There it was. No explosion, no shock, just clarity. I stepped back quietly, turned, and walked away. I didn't confront them. I didn't interrupt. I went back to the party, refilled my glass, and continued hosting. Smiled, thanked people for coming, made small talk. Eleanor returned 20 minutes later, flushed, hair slightly undone, acting normal. I didn't ask where she'd been. She didn't volunteer anything. That silence was louder than any confession. The party ended. Guests left. Dishes sat in the sink. Eleanor kissed my cheek and said she was exhausted. I said nothing. That night, lying beside her, I didn't sleep. I replayed moments from the past few years. Her distance, the way she guarded her phone, the sudden interest in reconnecting with old friends. I realized I'd been managing a marriage that she'd quietly stepped out of long before Christmas. The next morning, Eleanor acted cheerful, made coffee, talked about returning borrowed decorations. I listened calmly. Then I asked, "How long have you and Rowan been talking again?" She froze for half a second, barely noticeable, but I saw it. She laughed lightly and said, "Oh, he just reached out recently. It was nothing." I nodded. Not because I believed her, but because the truth was already clear. I didn't argue. I didn't accuse. I said, "I know what I saw." Her smile faded. She opened her mouth, then closed it. No denial, just quiet. I told her I was going out for a drive. She didn't stop me. I drove aimlessly for an hour, not angry, not sad, just resolved. When I came back, I packed a bag, clothes, laptop, documents. She watched from the doorway, asking what I was doing like she didn't already know. I said, "I'm giving us both what you've already chosen." She tried to explain then, said it didn't mean anything, said I was overreacting. I listened politely. Then I left. I stayed with my cousin in Brighton for a few weeks. In that time, I didn't beg, didn't negotiate. I spoke to a solicitor. I separated finances. I canceled shared accounts. Everything was done cleanly, quietly. Eleanor called at first, emotional, then angry, then practical. Each call confirmed I'd made the right decision. She wanted comfort without commitment, security without responsibility. I was done providing that. Rowan didn't last. He never does. Men like him? A few months later, Eleanor asked if we could talk, really talk. I declined. There was nothing left to discuss. The moment she slipped away at that Christmas party wasn't the betrayal. It was the reveal. I didn't lose my wife that night. I lost the illusion that I still had one. And walking away, calmly, without drama, was the first honest thing I'd done for myself in years. People think endings are loud, full of shouting and slammed doors. Mine wasn't. It was quiet acceptance. Friends later asked if I regretted not confronting them, not demanding explanations. I don't. Explanations are comfort for people who want to stay. I wanted out. Eleanor taught me something without meaning to. Love doesn't disappear suddenly. It erodes while you're busy being dependable. I see that now. I'm rebuilding, slowly, deliberately. Mornings are peaceful. Evenings are honest. I don't wonder who I'm sharing my life with anymore. Trust, once broken, doesn't need punishment. It needs distance. Christmas comes again every year. This time, it passed without noise, without betrayal, and without her. That was enough. I learned that dignity isn't proved